Oh, excuse me. I'm under the weather. Um, okay, so whenever we instantiate a new feed by invoking feed.php, we're in essence calling init with mode, forum ID, and topic ID. This is set by the variable f, this is set by the variable t, and mode is set by the variable mode. So as you can see right here, there's a switch on mode, and it supports the possible case values of forum, topics new, or topics. They both correlate to the same destination. Topics active, news, and that's it. It has a default depending on the configuration value of either feed topic, feed forum, or feed overall. It's a cascading if-else statement. So it checks topic first, then forum, then overall, creating a new object instance of this particular class depending, or each particular class depending on the base configuration. So I'm not sure what the default is. We can check. Let's go ahead and set a breakpoint here. That's gross. I can live with it. Gotta audit code, sick or not. So we got a breakpoint here. Let's set a breakpoint here. Let's set a breakpoint here. Let's set a breakpoint here. Okay, so those breakpoints will handle the entry of any chosen mode I prefer. So it's up to me to decide right now what I'm going to audit first, and I will start from the top, which will be forums. So this has to be set. Config feed overall forums. I don't remember how config is passed in. Global config. Oh yeah, it's from a configuration structure that's allocated from common.php. I remember now. Okay, so let's set forum ID to 2, topic ID to 1, I guess, and mode to forums. Oh, let's debug it first. Oh, wrong button. Cancel that. The debug session should be bad. It probably is bad. Nope, it actually worked. So I'm going to stop this in here and cancel that. Load this. Split this. So what was it? It was mode equals here we go. It'll be forum ID and topic ID, and mode will be forums. So this should get us here and then here, I believe. That's where we start off. That's our initialization right here. So we can look at config at this point, I think. So here you can see the global configuration as it is stored as of right now. Let's see, MIME triggers, wonder what that's for. So we're looking for feed overall forums. Did not see it. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so it is set to 1, so if that is not enabled, it'll skip it. So I guess that's a default, I think. So here we go. Excuse me. So this will return a new instance of this class, and it'll thereby call its constructor. So we should be able to do that. Yep, here we go. PHP feed base. This is the constructor. Yeah, right there, constructor. Global config once again passed in. This set keys. Oh, that excuse me, man. My throat is messed up. Probably shouldn't be talking for hours at a time. Whoever's listening to this, you can just deal with it, because I can't stop auditing. I have code to read. So PHPBB feed base set keys from the statics is string this num items. Where is this set? Usually overwritten by config feed something. Num items is 15. So at a maximum, it'll fetch 15 items. So this should never be called, because this num items isn't a string, it's an integer value. Let's step it down. Step through that. So step. Yeah, I didn't think it went into this. I wonder in what condition would this num items be a string? Config. I mean, it doesn't look useful to me, but it's still notable to understand. Okay, so let's step again. So the feed has now been initiated, or initialized rather. You can see here that it's an object, so it's not false. You can see it'll skip over this error condition. Now it'll call open. I'm going to step into it. Open is overwritten depending on what feed factory is called. So in the last example, we used mode, which was, what is it? Forums. So we have a forums feed factory object. So if I step into it, I guess that one was empty. Oh, because it didn't resolve. Or maybe it did. Wait, what? What's row? Open declaration. See, that's the feed base. I'm not sure if it executed this or a different one. Okay, this .get SQL. This is going to be in the feed forums. Okay, yeah, now we're in the actual instantiated class. So auth is, let's step once. Auth is global. So it's got 4 access control lists here. I don't see what they are, but I can see that they're ACL masks for permissions. ACL options, local. Yeah, a great number of entries here. Yeah, here you can see what I'm allowed to do, I think. I guess these are the masks. Damn. Queries, open queries. Okay. So they did clear out the password. Good. Yeah, I remember seeing it unset. Okay, step. Okay, so we're back in forum IDs now. Okay, so forum IDs has been populated. 1, 2, and 3. So I guess there's 3 forums with 0, 1, and 2 being the positions where 1, 2, and 3 are the actual IDs. So I can read forums 1, 2, and 3. So here we're going to get the excluded forums. So here it checks to see if the variable name is underscored first. So in this case it is underscored. Not sure where the variable name is actually coming from, but it is underscored and it is feed excluded forum IDs. Let's step it. It should go into that. It's bringing in the global PHP extension, which is set configuratable. This exists. So here it checks to see if the file exists. So global PHP example, return file exists, this case directory.data, variable name. So it checks to see if something exists. This case directory. So it's /cache /data. Var name is going to be feed excluded forum IDs. Okay, so that's what it'll be, feed excluded forum IDs.php. And that should be, I don't know what that'll be. Okay, so the file does exist. It was found in the cache. ACM is looking for it. Okay, here we go. Var date or var name. Okay, it'll step, it'll read. Yep, that's the cache. File name, string position, file exists. Does exist, so it's opening it. So now it's reading it. It's just getting the top line off of it. Okay. So the file name here is data or feed excluded forum IDs. If it was data global though, it would do something a little bit different. If you could control that data right there, that would be good. You could instantiate your own classes or whatever. So that would be ideal to target. There's almost no way, I don't think. So it's not data global, so it skips over that whole block. As you remember, it's data feed excluded forum IDs. So now it's going to read each line from the file and the cache. You can see buffer. This is the expiration time, so it'll check if this cache entry is expired already. So buffer should be numeric. So if it's not numeric, break. So if line equals 0, which it should, yep. So it sets the expiration from the buffer, so that's directly at so it's the second line. So it checks the system time from time as a Unix timestamp and compares it to this. Okay, so here it's checking if the SQL type or if the data is SQL. Skip the query, that's weird. Oh, here you can see an iterating line. It'll loop up at the top. It's numeric. Buffer, bytes. Okay, so here, since line is 1, we're doing something different. Let's step it. It should be data now. Okay, yeah, data, and it's just some arbitrary stuff from the cache. Wonder if we can abuse that in any way. Okay, so it's only supposed to read 3 lines ever. It should be at the end of the file right there. If you have any new lines or spaces at the bottom, it'll screw up and you won't get what you need. So since it was the end of the file, we're returning. Once again, the data was that empty array. This is the A colon whatever. That's if we could control that, we could maybe get code execution, but I don't know how to control that. I don't know how to control the cache. If we could create a custom written cache file though, that would be awesome. Data equals false. This remove file. That'd be weird. I don't know how to. I guess it would just delete the cache file if the data was corrupted. I guess that's what it's doing. So return forum IDs. Forum IDs has been populated. Forum IDs. It's just a 0 array. Okay. Aloha. Sorry, somebody came home. In field array. Let's go up. Okay. Forum IDs. Get readable, get excluded. Okay, so since the get excluded was empty, the difference between the both of them was that I had access to all 3. So it'll skip over this and enter this SQL building process. Okay, this is the database code. I don't think I went through SQL inset before. I think I'll do that right now while we're here. So field is going to be forum ID or F forum ID Array. Let's see what this is. Okay, that's the array of forums. Negate is going to be just left alone. And that's going to be false. That's just native. So inset, I guess it's going to make where, where in is, whatever. Okay, if not is array, it is an array, so it should be okay. Okay. What? Why? Okay, that's alright. Well, go get some sleep then, relax. Okay. Yeah, I don't think Matt's coming anyway. Yeah, I think Matthew's coming tomorrow anyway. Nothing. No, never mind. No, I think he's coming tomorrow. Array map this, array this, SQL validate value array. This looks ugly. I do not know what the hell's going on here. I don't trust it. Field false. Okay, so field either not in or in, depending on negate. And then implode with that character, the array map of array this SQL validate value. So we're going to want to see what that return value was. Oh yeah, here's SQL validate value where it goes in there and it does the escaping. So this SQL so here's the select string from PHPBB forums where forum type equals 1 and forum ID in 1, 2, 3. So I can't control these field arrays. So there's nothing I can do regarding that SQL query build. Okay, let's step it. Build query. Okay, I guess it's gonna build the query with the elements that we provided. Step. Yeah, let's look at it again. Okay, so the builder is actually a switched element based on the query type, where query type is a mode element here. Like it's a text mode that is chosen to enter. And it'll build the query dependent on that. So this is a danger zone for sure. So select and select distinct are the same apparently. So let's go ahead and see that. I believe ours is, yeah, it is select. So query is going to be select string replace underscore space with query dot array select. It's going to be this, so it's going to be select or select distinct these elements as they're shown here from here's some declarations. So in the array from, you can see F right here. PHPBB forums. So yeah, let's step this. It should be PHP, there we go, and alias is gonna be F. So the alias is not an array. So table name dot space alias F. Okay, I get it. So let's step this. You can see alias is here. This might loop over again, but let's see, alias is 0 is F. Okay. If not empty array left join or multi alias. Custom build from implode cross join table array. That's gotta be ugly. From data equals data. Okay. So where? Okay. So the where is, well, here's a SQL as it's building. Did it just completely skip over the where? Oh no, where f dot forum type equals 1. Okay, let's step over or step. So now the SQL should have order type in it, or order by f left ID ascending. Okay. It works, but oof, yuck. Okay, DB SQL query limit. SQL. So that's what we just generated. Okay. Okay. So I guess no longer using -1, we're using a gigantic integer here for determining a top limit, maybe. So offset is 0, 0, comma, maximum, and if it is empty, it'll be total. So, oh, it just gives you the ability to have a limit constraint here. I don't know where these are coming from exactly, though. I don't know if we're controlling them. I don't think we are. So SQL query, this is where it runs through. Now we're in DBAL, checking the cache. Okay, so let's execute back to return. So there's a SQL query, step to the next thing, fetch the row. Whew, that was a journey. Now we're back in feed.php. Feed get options. I'm not sure what that's going to evaluate to. I'm going to step. Forum desk options. So row. Forum desk options. Yep, that's it. So options should be 7 after this. Feed format date. Okay. Don't think I went through this yet. Sensors. I don't think I have sensors on, do I? Oh, come on. To return. To return. That just checks sensors. that. So it replaces BB codes for some reason. So that's 0. 0 again. Okay. Okay, that's hacky as hell. Root path config. Man, if you could control that, source could be like on mouse over something, I think. But you can't. So let's step it. So it does some weird stuff in BB code. So this is functions content. This is what function is this? Generate text for display. So yeah, it checks for BB codes and smiley text. Smiley text might be controllable somehow, I'm not sure. Turn replace. So it gets rid of a link explicitly. Okay, gets rid of some hooks. Which is weird. I hope that's not. Okay, so the bottom of these is all commented out. I don't know if this is just leftovers or what. It's removing any embedded content. That's a convoluted regular expression. $4. $1. Step. Okay, so this is some basic cross or some basic, I guess, cross-site feed injection protection. So prevent script and iframe. I wonder if it doesn't prevent HTML. So test forum description. I'm going to set a breakpoint right here. Test forum. Okay, I have a hunch here. I think I have to administer the forums. Test forum. I think I need to go on that. I want to edit, if possible, edit forum description. Don't parse links, parse BB code, parse smileys, parse links. I'm going to use a specific string for a description. And one at the end. And one with image. Let me see if there is a let's see if there's an encoding one. Okay, that should be good for now. Let's submit it. Hopefully it's not too long. Okay, now let's look at forums. Okay, so that's the administration. Edit. So since it still lets us add, let's add more. Okay, let's try to save that. I think that'll be good. Let me just double check and make sure. Yeah, let's go ahead and go with that. Hopefully it's not too long. Okay, now what we want to do is we want to return here, activate the debugger here, play it, play it, play it, play it, play it. Okay, so here we are at content. Let's go play it again. Oop. Test, play it again. Wow, message, play it again. Terminated. Okay, so let's go back. Execute it again. So I think we have to catch it on the first time through. Okay, so here is the full content, that which was saved. You can see what gets commented, what doesn't. So let's step over that, see what it looks like now. Entities. Okay, so just overwrites. So I could fill it up with copyright logos. It's not very interesting. See, it hasn't been burdened so much. Hmm. Okay. Sorry, I haven't seen any of this before. So we can explode parameters. Uh, my God, this is making my head hurt. Brains melting. Okay. User view profile, row, language posted, post by author, moderator approved forum. Whew. Okay, view user profile, or user view profile. This is in feed.php again, but this is in the, what class is this? Is this the base? Yeah, it is the base. So what is author ID? It's 54. Okay, so my user ID is author 54. So here it's going to try to generate this. href equals feed append sid member list. That'll be row. Oh my God. So we're returning. Okay. Session ID is false. Session ID equals SID. I don't even have words. Okay, so now we're looking at that. Okay, so now we have finally got to the portion of feed.php where we're dropping the actual feed itself. That was an exhaustive analysis, and a fruitless one at that. I mean, we gained knowledge, of course, but we did not gain any significant compromise. Content type, last modified. Yeah, here you can see each individual item echoed out in a very simple XML format. This is probably the worst, yet entirely functional feed generator I've seen. So feed lang, feed link, feed title, feed subtitle, feed link, feed author. Not interactive. Debug output. Well, you know, we're not going to see it till the end. I'm going to hit play. Yeah, here you can see the entry. See the entry right there. Oh, where is it? Coming out with the JavaScript. And there should be one with JavaScript. Forum. Yeah, there you can see it in the XML. Test forum, bullet, tester, single quotes. Yeah, we're allowed single quotes. Okay, so yeah, it ran and it generated what we expected it to generate. We might want to have a better look at this a little bit later, but I'm going to stop this video for right now. That was exhaustive.